more than $200 billion worth of online merchandise that were returned last year.
How did you end up here?
I actually hated it. I have a huge list of problems.
I mean, it's fascinating where it is now. Where is it going in the future?
It should be much better and more efficient than the in-store shopping experience. Virtually try before you buy.
Wow.
Complete virtual try-on from head to toe.
That's mind-blowing. Let's forget Designhubz.
I really like it.
You have $100 million in your bank account.
It's crazy.
Your last $5 million. Does this scare you?
It's very, very, very tough. It's all about like tears, blood, and sweat.
Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of the AI-based Business Show, the show where you'll best learn about business, entrepreneurship, and tech, and startups. Today with me, I have Nadim. I'll let Nadim introduce himself. I won't speak a lot about him. He's working on many interesting stuff that we'll speak about during the episode. Nadim, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ahmed, for having me. It's great to be here. My name is Nadim. I'm the founder and CEO of Designhubz. So in brief, Designhubz is a technology company. We enable virtual try-on and augmented reality across any e-commerce platform. So in short, that's what I'm currently doing.
We're gonna go so deep into that and cut it and chop it left and right to understand more of what you're doing. But Nadim, I want to understand more of how did you end up here? What got you to this space, to web-based 3D, AR, AI? What is the path that got you to where you are today?
That's a great question. So maybe I can give you a quick background about myself first. So my background is mechanical engineering. After that, I went to the US and got my degree in automotive, worked for Mercedes USA in Los Angeles for a while. After like 6 months, I quit, went back to my home country to start my first venture. Back then, that was 10 years ago, actually. Back then, we were trying to build the first electric supercar in the MENA, and it wasn't the right place to start, I would say, starting from Lebanon, the situation and the country and the instability in the region, you know how it is. So we started working on the project, the prototypes and the design and so on. And after like 8-9 months, we needed to raise VC money. We couldn't raise any VC venture capital money. It was too early, and the stage and the location, the geolocation of the venture. So we ended up selling to a company called Cars Inc. We sold everything, and then I moved to the UAE directly after it. So around 2014, I moved to the UAE, to Dubai. I worked as a technical director in a marine services company. So we used to provide offshore marine services to the oil and gas industry. I was a technical director. I led a team of more than 60 people, closed deals worth of like in the $15-20 million. But it wasn't my thing. I really didn't like what I was doing. I actually hated it. So what I was doing on the side, working and doing the things that I really like to do. So working on side projects, so tech-enabled, so hardware and software projects that are solving big problems and that have the ability to scale. So this is really what my passion, like really creating things, solving problems using technology and seeing these scale up. So after 2 different projects that I haven't continued with, the third project is what Designhubz is today, actually. And the way we started, we actually pivoted as well. So we started in a completely different, trying to solve a completely different problem. Back then, that was in 2019. The main solution was to enable, it was first directed to the construction and the architecture industry, so the property development industry. Back then, the software we developed was a web-based virtual 3D space, for example, what they call metaverse today. So it was like a virtual 3D space for projects that were unbuilt. So we used to create the virtual 3D models of these projects that were unbuilt and enable all the stakeholders on these projects to collaborate in 3D. So complete collaboration within a 3D web-based environment for construction projects. And the journey started in NYU, in Abu Dhabi, and New York University, and the corporate accelerator program. So we connected with the top tier construction companies here in the region. We were able to get like a lot of a letter of intents for a pilot, but at the same time back then we saw how difficult it was to scale this product and how difficult it was to change the mentality of these, you know, with all due respect, but with all these people in this industry. So seeing that challenge, we decided to figure out a bigger problem to solve using like some of the technologies we've built, but you know, something that we're able to scale up. And this is how like we decided to pivot to e-commerce. The main problem we're solving is how do you empower consumers to really understand what they're buying and to remove the doubt from the shopping experience while buying online. So virtually try before you buy. And by doing that, you're actually increasing the conversions for the merchants or for the brands and retailers that are selling online. So really now and today, this is the main problem we're solving. And really our vision is to actually bridge both the physical and the digital worlds. And the mission is to create the next generation e-commerce interface for consumers and brands and bring the in-store shopping experience completely online.
Okay. You mentioned a lot of stuff. I want to go back to if I had like just a random question or a tangent over here. If I took you back for you relaunching your creating your first electric car in the region, would you go back and work on that now? Is it like is the time suitable for it now? More, is it better to work on it now than 10 years ago?
That's a great question. I really like it. So listen, Ahmed, like after moving on from the first venture, I realized that I have passion for everything that's automotive, power sports, motorsports. I decided to keep this as my passion on the side and not work in it, and work on things that really excite me and that I'm really driven towards, like very challenging problems that actually drive me. So I wouldn't actually do it. I would love to drive cars, to work on them. I don't mind, but I don't want to build cars and sell them. It's not something that like drives me and excites me as much as what I'm doing now.
Okay. I want to take a step back. I want to establish some definitions before we go back and speak about Designhubz and how you came to cater the problem. At Designhubz, you're serving different sectors or kind of a sector that's AR, VR, and AI. I want to take kind of the definitions of each of these three terms. What is AR? What is VR? And what is AI?
Sure. Also, allow me to give a quick correction. We don't do anything related to VR or virtual reality. We're very well positioned as an augmented reality company or AR. And yes, we do have a lot of AI or artificial intelligence and deep learning or DL technologies being used within our technology. But we strictly do 3D and augmented reality. Of course, using,
and I guess this would be an opportunity for you to explain the difference between what is AR and what is VR.
Of course. So maybe I can start with VR. VR or virtual reality is a complete digital environment. There is no interaction between physical and digital. It's a completely digital environment. Usually VR requires virtual reality headset. So when you buy these headsets, these VR headsets, and you wear them on and you get immersed in a completely virtual environment, this is called virtual reality. Now they have joysticks, and now they're working on a lot of haptic feedback. So while you are in this virtual environment, you'll be able to interact with virtual objects and feel them in a completely virtual way. And the feel is actually generated from gloves or from body suits that you actually wear, and like they would vibrate or change the shape in order for you to get a feedback from the virtual environment. So this is something like Meta is working on, as well as other companies. So that's VR. and we do not do VR. Now, any questions for VR that you want me
No,
to address?
I think that's clear. I just wanted for someone who isn't familiar with the space to get familiarized about the differences in each of them and what is each before establishing and going on and speaking about what you're doing.
Sure. Now, moving on to AR or augmented reality. So augmented reality is actually enabling or having an interaction with a digital object in the physical space. So to give you an example, it's overlaying a digital object in a physical space. So you have different types of interactions and using augmented reality. Simply, you can use augmented reality from your mobile phone, like an example would be Snapchat, like the Snapchat filter. When you try on beauty, or you put a Snapchat specific filter on your face, or shoes or body, like you wear things using Snapchat, this is actually augmented reality from Snapchat's app. You also have the AR glasses. So you can wear AR glasses, and then you would be able to see the actual space, the space in front of you, you'll be able to see it. But more than that, you will be able to see an overlay of digital object in this physical space. So while wearing your glasses, your AR glasses, you'll be able to see digital object in the space. Now at this, so that's mainly AR. So at Designhubz, we are web-based AR. So web-based means technology is specifically tailored for web or for the websites, but we also integrate our technologies in app. So yeah, we really focus. So we're a B2B company. Our customers are brands and retailers that sell products online, basically. So we empower these brands and retailers to integrate augmented reality in their commerce platforms. So to give you a couple of examples about our technologies, we have virtual try-on for eyewear, for example. We have beauty. We're launching footwear in the next coming quarters. We have furniture, appliances, so spatial XR, so anything you want to place in your space. All these technologies are available right at your fingertip from any mobile. You don't need to download any additional app or any additional software. You just access the merchant's website. If the merchant's already working with us, you access the merchant's website, and you're able to do the try on and try the products before you actually buy them.
Yeah. Now pretend I'm a merchant and you're coming to pitch me Designhubz and the use case that what you're doing, and you're like, Ahmed, you should use our software, you should use what we've built to tailor your customers. What would your pitch be? How would you convince me? What are the benefits I would get out of using Designhubz?
Great question. So I would start by asking, so for the sake of simplicity, let's assume that you're an eyewear retailer, that you sell sunglasses. So the first question I would ask you, Ahmad, is how would your customers know if the sunglasses are gonna look good on them and if it's gonna fit them? So what would you answer me?
They have to come inside the store and try it on most of the
Yes.
time.
Great, but you have an online store and you're selling online. So how do you enable them to sell online? By removing these doubts. What would you do so that they are able to understand what they're buying and like try what they're buying before they buy, instead of buying and then returning the products?
Now I don't have a solution for that. They buy it, try it on. If they don't like it, they return it, and I have a lot of returns on my store.
Thank you. That's a great answer. And also, like, to add on what you said, I'm gonna give you some data about the online shopping returns in the US. There's more than $200 billion worth of online merchandise that were
Wow.
returned last year.
Wow.
More than 200 billion. Yes. And that's a great point that you mentioned. Another thing I would actually ask you is that, so yeah, returns is a problem for you, and bounce rate is going to be a problem. So people looking at your website, going through it, and then not buying. So I would actually show you a demo of our solution. And How would it be if I would provide you an integration on your e-commerce platform to enable your consumers to virtually try on the sunglasses, virtually try them on, see their exact fit, see the exact colors and textures of the actual product, just by looking at the camera right from your website.
I think that'd be great.
Exactly. And by doing that, we are able to increase your e-commerce conversions by over 75 to 80%.
Wow.
And decreasing your return rates by over 50%.
Wow.
So that's what we do in a
where should I sign? Where can I sign?
Also, Ahmad, just something very I would like to mention. In very short sentences. If I take you back 20 to 25 years, like in the early 1990s, and how the e-commerce experience started. So let's talk a bit about Amazon, since everyone is aware of Amazon. So I go to Amazon, even that was like it's been this way since, again, the early 90s. I go to Amazon, I click on a product description. I want to see this product, and I only see pictures of this product, and I see dimensions. That's the only information I have, and I have to make an informed decision to actually whether to buy or not. So right. The way it's been is that I buy the product, and I just pray that this product is going to look good on me if it's something that I'm buying to myself, or if it's furniture or anything else for the space, that it's going to fit and it's going to look good. Yes. And it's been the same for the past 20, 25 years. So really what we're doing now, and the mission is to create this next generation and e-commerce interface, and eventually bring the products to the consumer. So to give you an example, and let's take the eyewear example here. Eventually, you'll just click on the try on button. Once the camera opens, we are able to understand who you are, have all the size, facial dimensions, and face shape, and so many more details and data, and bring the products to you. Bring eyewear products, for example, because we're talking about eyewear, so bring eyewear products that would look good on you and that would fit you, instead of you going and searching for all these products. So we will tailor and we will hyper-personalize the shopping experience and enable you to virtually try on the products before you buy them.
Wow. Here's a quick question here. When we're speaking about AR, there's no physical feeling. You're trying it on, it's like, but there's no physical aspect of it. Do you think having the physical aspect of this AR world is something that the customer would want, or what's the data you're seeing, basically?
So AR is literally bridging physical and digital together. So there's no physical touch.
Feeling.
There's no touch point at this stage in AR. I'm sure the technologies will eventually, develop in order to be able to interact with digital aspects and with digital products and digital environments using augmented reality. But today, this is not mainstream. And what we're trying to do here with using our technologies is creating true digital twins of physical products. So that's one of the key, I would say, one of the key advantages of Designhubz, and one of our key strengths is to be able to create true digital twins and true digital items of physical products and replicate these physical products in a digital world.
Okay. We spoke about me as a brand signing with you. I signed with you. Now, customer interaction. I want to take me through the process of the customer journey and how the customer uses Designhubz in detail. What are the challenges or feedback you are receiving as Designhubz about how the user is using your technology, how it's helping them, what negatives or like challenges you're facing in improving the technology?
Sure. So the way it works is that we cover the complete digitization journey. So from day one, we go to our partners, our customers. The only thing that's required from them is to provide us the digital assets that they have. in order to create these 3D models. Or if they have 3D models, we can optimize them as well. So what assets needs to be gathered from our customers? So mainly images of the products and dimensions. That's it. So or we can scrape their website and take the images that are existing on their websites. So once we take this information, so images and dimensions, we will actually create the 3D models or the digital twins of their products. Once this is done, we will actually go ahead and integrate these 3D models into our platforms, into our AR platform. And then we go through a feedback tool. So we have a platform where our customers are able to manage all this content, to manage all the products that has been digitized, and go through a QA process. So basically try these digital products and approve them, or do some changes in colors and textures if they need to be tweaked somehow.
Okay.
Once this process is done, once our customers approve this experience on our platform, then they would actually integrate our viewer or our augmented reality and 3D viewer into their e-commerce website or an app as well. So our integration is very seamless, extremely easy. It's frictionless. It integrates in any e-commerce website as well as in apps, and the user won't feel that like they wouldn't be going to another website or another app or nothing. It's gonna be embedded within our customer's website with a simple call to action that says, click here to try on, or try it on, or view it in your room, depending on what product they want to try. Once they click on this product, if it's something they're trying on themselves, for example, facial, so eyewear or beauty, then the selfie camera would open, the selfie camera of the desktop or the mobile or any device. If it's something that they want to see in front of them, such as shoes or furniture or home appliances, then the back-facing camera of the mobile will open for them to overlay the digital object in their own space and see how it would look. So we integrate in the product description page on the e-commerce platform as well as on the product listing pages.
Okay. Is there a challenge when the customer is opening his laptop browser or computer browser that, or do you only focus on mobile, which makes it easier?
Yeah, we're actually we're I would say we're platform agnostic, device agnostic. So the technology works across any operating system, any website, any platform, and it's very seamless to work across any of these.
Okay. You mentioned something really cool, which is personalized shopping experience. Talk to me about that. How did that start? How is that going? How are you gathering all this data? I think it's a very interesting world, so I'm interested to learn more about like how are you building this personalized shopping experience?
Yeah, great question. So we actually don't store any data. We're compliant with all the privacy policies that are out there, from GDPR to others, and we don't store any data. The only thing we do is just take in metadata just to be able to fingerprint the product as well as the features of the customer trying them, and then enabling this match or this personalization and this fit between a specific user and the specific object that would fit the user.
Okay. Do you think customers are willing to give you the data themselves to get a better customer experience? And like, do you think customers, like, for example, I would be willing to tell you, hey, this is my size, take a video of my face shape and give that to you so I could get a better customer experience, and so when I get on your platform you could suggest better stuff to me. Do you think other customers are willing to do that? What is like kind of the studies you're doing showing, and where are we heading? What's the trend on personalized customer experience?
Yeah, sure. We actually do that. We do that without collecting data. So whenever a user gives us access and allows us to actually get this data, because there's a prompt that would ask the customer if they would allow us to like scan their face, for example, If they allow us, then yes, we take all these data points from the face, so facial features, so skin colors, skin tone, face shape, facial dimensions. We take all these in, and these would go to the recommendation engine, and then the recommendation engine will recommend products that would fit this specific face that is actually doing the try on. This is how it actually works. So the user has to give us consent, he has to consent us first to be able to provide this type of personalization. Otherwise, it wouldn't, the experience wouldn't start.
And then you get this personalization. How are you then linking it? Like, what's kind of the technology that's giving this personalized recommendation? How are you understanding the taste, the colors they like? How is that happening?
It's a self-learning machine. It's a self-learning model. So whenever, let's say I'm on your website, I'm shopping for eyewear. I do this try on. So the engine recommends products to me. I go through these recommended products, and I ended up buying one or two of them. The engine would learn that
This is the style.
this type of face actually chose these products from the recommended one. And once this engine learns these like this data, it will self-learn, and then next time it would like change its recommendation to basically suit this type of conversion, basically.
Wow. Nadim, where is this technology going? I mean, it's fascinating where it is now. Where is it going in the future?
So Ahmad, really, I believe that the e-commerce shopping experience needs to be changed. It's lacking a lot, and still is. Even with us creating all these technologies, we can still see that there is a lot of room for improvements. Eventually, our vision is really, as I was telling you, that the engine should be able to really and deeply understand every customer and every online shopper, and enabling and then eventually bring the products. We discussed sunglasses, but eventually bring any product, shoes, pants, any type of clothing, any product that this online shopper wants to buy should be bought to him using this hyper-personalized recommendation engine and enabling a complete head-to-toe try-on. So creating a better and more efficient shopping experience, of course, all online, and it should be much better and more efficient than the in-store shopping experience. So that's the aim and that's the vision.
Why aren't big brands Nike, Amazon, Adidas, H&M, Zara, whatever brands that are out there, big brands, aren't getting on this trend, getting on this AR on their website? What's holding them back, in your opinion?
Yeah, actually they are. Amazon launched the shoe try-on. If you go to the website, you can see a lot of AR-enabled products. IKEA have launched it. Nike, I think, have, like, all these big brands have launched AR campaigns and are integrating AR at scale. And specifically all the big brands like Sephora is doing so, L'Oreal and others and others.
Now, here's a question. The big brands are coming in and are implementing this. Does this scare you or affect you? Are you like, okay, these big brands may take me out of business?
Not at all. It's good for us actually, and it's even better. In any case, we're not targeting the 10% of the brands like the Amazons of the world or the Nike of the world or the Walmart of the world who are able to develop it internally. We are targeting the 90% who don't have the capacity to develop these immersive and advanced technologies internally.
Okay.
So in any case, these top 10% of the brands are setting the trend, and the 90% would follow, and they would eventually come to us to help them integrate and implement these immersive technologies actually.
Okay. What's next for Designhubz? What's your plans? If today you're here, what are you going to be in the next 5 years?
Yeah, great question. So basically today where we are, The products that we have are like eyewear try-on, beauty try-on, so anything spatial, so appliances, furniture, home decor, or anything you want to put in your own space. Next, we'll be launching shoes try-on, and then afterward, hopefully, clothing try-on. So again, all the product and all the developments are going to be made in order to achieve our long-term vision, which is the one I described to you, to enable a complete virtual try-on from head to toe and hyper-personalizing the experience. And we really envision ourselves being integrated across all the brands and retailers and the top brands and retailers globally. So really going after one market, going to a market after another, trying to dominate it and launching new products and scaling the current product lineup.
Okay. This is your vision. Where is the MENA region currently standing on AR, VR, AI? Like, what is the state of the MENA region in these type of technologies? Are we adapting fast? Is it slow adaptation? What's happening?
So here in the MENA, it's a bit, I would say, fragmented.
Okay.
You have big brands and retailers that are really doing great. They are on top of these technologies and are currently working with us, and they're really ahead of the curve. And they are seeing amazing consumer engagement, amazing brand loyalty, and a huge increase in their conversions. So yes, we have a lot of brands that are there, but at the same time, we have several brands who are still facing issues internally and trying to streamline their digital transformation strategy before they reach to this stage. So really, you have a bit of fragmentation in the market, but yes, it is going in the right direction, and we're seeing some of the top brands adopting these immersive technologies, and also I'm sure the others will follow in the coming couple of years.
Okay. I want to go back to does Web3 integrate with any of these? Is there Web3 integration with any of what we spoke about in terms of AR?
So in terms of Web3, I mean, you can call, I mean, NFTs, for example. How would you bring, I'm just going to give an example here. How would you bring an NFT, which is a digital object? How would you bring this to real life?
Okay.
The only way to do that is augmented reality. It's bringing this digital item to the physical world. It's augmented reality is what is going to bridge the gap between the digital and the physical. And that's why AR is a very, very exciting technology for the years to come. And we actually are able to also integrate in metaverse shopping. So let's say you are in a completely digital environment, going and shopping from it in the metaverse. We are able to integrate in the metaverse to enable a try-on product on within the metaverse. So yes, we're definitely, so these technologies complement each other.
So basically now a store could open a set up, let's say Nike could go ahead, set up in the metaverse. Designhubz would come in, be integrated with Nike. I'm a customer in the metaverse. I'll pass by, try on something and buy it, all that in the metaverse without me even. Wow.
Yeah.
That's mind-blowing.
It is. It is.
Okay, luxury shopping. Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Balenciaga, Loro Piana, all these brands. Are they jumping on AR, or are they kind of still prefer the in-store experience? Or what is the future of luxury shopping?
Of course, in-store shopping experience is very important. Definitely, no one's denying that. But to answer your question, yes, these big brands are adopting AR at scale. Gucci, for example, they've been working on shoes try-on, not with us, but they have implemented the shoes try-on feature for the Gucci sneakers. So they're heavily involved in, augmented reality. Farfetch acquired a company last June that does virtual try-on for sneakers. Their main product is just shoes try-on. So they got acquired by Farfetch, and Farfetch started integrating these augmented reality on Farfetch's platform for the products. So yes, we are seeing really different strategies for different brands, but eventually everyone's using AR and is adopting it at scale. And these are some of the use cases that I have shared with you from top luxury brands.
Okay. Let's forget Designhubz. Going back to your entrepreneurship and your love of building stuff, uh, aside from Designhubz, if you weren't working on Designhubz, what would you be building? What's a problem out there in the world that you're like, okay, I want to go and build that startup now?
There's a lot of, so I keep a list of problems and my notes. So I have a huge list of problems that that excite me. Of course, I have a top three. I have a top three problems that like really excite me as well. Like to give you maybe a couple of problems. I really like to solve environmental problems. So you know, everything related to the environment. So you know, trying to remove plastic to keep the ocean clean, like decreasing the CO2 emissions, you know, all these technologies and all this industry really excites me. So climate and so on. Another set of problems that excite me are in the industry that I used to hate because I saw how far behind they are, and now looking back at it, I can see so many opportunities that can transform this industry.
Okay.
So I think it's going to be either like if you ask me later in the next 10, 15, 20 years, if I ever stop working at Designhubz, what I would do, I guess in one of these industry. For now I can tell you I'd be attracted today. I'd be attracted to one of these two industries.
Okay.
But I mean, to answer you, just so that you know, there's a lot of innovation that happens in Designhubz. A lot of products that can be complete spin-off that aren't related to augmented reality, but that
Okay.
we developed and we created in order to achieve the AR experiences that we want. And these products can be spin-off products and sold separately and as a separate products not related to the industry we're in. So there's a
Okay.
lot of opportunities also, like now within Designhubz and our R&D and in our product roadmap.
Let's say you sell Designhubz for $100 million and you have $100 million in your bank account. And I tell you, there's one problem in the world you could go out and solve. You have all this money to go solve one problem in the world. That's going to be your mission. What would be that problem? What will be your mission in life if you had this amount of money?
Probably to remove plastics completely from Earth.
Okay.
Yeah.
You solve that problem, you still have $5 million that you're gonna angel invest in different founders that you know. Who are these founders? Who is a founder you'd go invest your last $5 million in that you see is passionate and you're willing to back up as an investor?
So like the I would say the top like one of the top priorities or the top traits I would actually use to assess is the founder's grit. So
Okay.
because I believe this is one of the single most important aspect that the founder should have, because I've been through this journey. It's all about like tears, blood, and sweat. It's a crazy journey. It's very, very, very tough. And if you don't have this amount of grit, and if you won't be willing to push through the walls and through all the pain, there's no way the founder would be able to make it. So first, I would choose a not necessarily an industry that I know, but a problem that would excite me, being that I would have to make sure that this founder is solving an actual problem and a big problem. And then I have to believe in the team. And if these two checks out, then I would invest. But yeah, mainly I'm a fan of B2B more than B2C. But these are the areas that I would be looking at mainly.
Okay. Nadim, great episode. I really enjoyed it. I think what Designhubz is doing and the technology you guys are building and working on improving is great. And there's a whole future waiting for you. So continued success. Great on what you're working on. Where could people find more of what you're doing? Are you hiring? How could people reach out to you? Feel free to do any plugins.
Yeah, sure. We're currently hiring like across several roles. We're closing actually our seed or pre-series A round. So we're hiring for growth, for marketing, and for tech, several roles. I mean, please feel free to reach out to me or to anyone from the team. My email is nadim@designhubz with a Z, designhubz.com, and would love to hear back from anyone who's interested. Ahmad, it's been really a pleasure, a very interesting conversation. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for having me, and I wish you all the best and all the success in your career as well as on your podcast.
Thank you, Nadim.